There are many things which hold us back. And there are a lot of these childhood memories or traumas, I would also use that word, which hold us back. And I have heard your story, and shared this story with on multiple platforms as well, not just on the forum which we were in, but I have seen you or heard you sharing that story with many others as well, where you almost took your life as a child, where you took a bicycle and you almost jumped into an open swimming pool, right? And that changed you. And those feelings came back to you. Correct me if I'm wrong. In that ayahuasca, that entire story came back to you.
Yeah, correct. So, what happened on that third ayahuasca treatment is that because of the decreasing activity of the fear and the increased activity between my memory and my rational brain, I started to unlock doors in my mind that were previously very locked. And those
Yeah.
doors hid memories of a very traumatic childhood. So, I didn't really remember my childhood very much, only small snippets of information from the first 16 years of my life. And I never questioned it. It was like, we talked about it. That's odd, but we never really talked more
Yeah.
about it. And then, as so many people, I assume I must have had a happy childhood because if something bad had happened, I will remember it. As it turns out, it's the
Yeah.
complete opposite. If something bad happened, like really bad, especially if you were young, your brain will protect you because the brain's main function is survival. So the brain will make
Yeah.
sure it locks anything that feels like death to preserve your
Yeah.
life. So the first memory that I started to recover was of that incident in the pool. I had three little snippets of memory I remember. I remember me riding around the pool. I remember standing up at the bottom and, feeling the blood kind of like dripping. I remember being in the hospital and the doctors telling my parents they didn't know how I was alive. But I didn't have the dots, like the dots were not connected. So what
Hmm.
ayahuasca did for me, that first memory, is it connected the dots and it showed me the full story. So
Hmm.
it was very shocking because there I was, 8 years old, riding my brother's bicycle, choosing to not almost jump, but actually did jump headfirst into an empty pool because I wanted to die. That's how desperate I was. So that prompted a very difficult questions for us humans to answer. It's very involved, and it's a
Yeah.
question: why? Why did I
Yeah.
want to die? So then, of course, more and more memories unravel that answer that question.
Are you comfortable sharing why on this platform?
Yes, I mean, we can share it. I feel like if I share all of the story, then there is no mystery for the book. So, but I will.
No, Vivek, I have heard this story in person, and I'm sure the listeners, it's like you're leaving them on the edge. But let's leave them on the edge. I would
Well,
not
let's
want
see.
to
I'll
reveal.
dance around. So but I might just jump right
Sure.
in because it's hard to dance around. But my entire life, I struggle with feelings of disconnection, not really wanting to make friends, not feeling comfortable around people. I will look at
Hmm.
my hand and wonder if I even loved five people in my life. I didn't know how love felt, like how the emotion felt. I question if I even love my own mother. That's how
Wow.
disconnected I was. And of course, when you feel that disconnection, the natural inclination, because it's what the doctors ask, is what society asks, is like, what's wrong with me? Like, I'm broken.
Yeah.
Like, why don't I feel these beautiful emotions? Why can I not have friends or thrive in an intimate relationship? And the question that is much better to ask is, what happened to me? Like, what happened to me? Because every emotion, pattern, and behavior that we display has a root cause, whether it's
Yeah.
ancestral because we get it from our parents and their traumas, or because something happened to us. But what we do as humans is we just accept how we are blindly. Like our identity,
Mm.
we just accept it. If we are angry all the time, I'm just angry. I'm an angry person. We don't question
Yeah.
the things that we do that really are not easy to explain. So, like, to be able to question those behaviors and starting to see patterns within myself, especially in romantic relationships. I mean, I was attracting the same kind of guy and I was acting the same
Hmm.
way and they were acting the same way. If it happened once, I can blame the guy. But if it
Yeah.
happened like twice or three times and they're acting the same way, I'm the one that is, allowing them to act that way. So what's going on with me that I'm okay with that behavior? So that was the first time I actually questioned me. I said, okay, one guy,
Hmm.
I will get like it's the guy's problem, but two guys is too much. Like I have to look at myself, not at them
Yeah.
anymore. So that's what prompted me to, initially go to rhythmia. So I was not thinking there was any hidden trauma, like at all. This was a total surprise for me.
Wow.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I hope you enjoyed this clip from my podcast series called Masters Decoded. The intention of bringing these clips to you is to allow you to understand some key moments of the conversations I've had with my guest. I would recommend and highly encourage you to listen to the entire podcast, which you can find the link to the podcast in the description below. I look forward to you subscribing to my channel and hit the bell icon so that you can be notified of all the future clips which we keep releasing every week on this channel.